So if you've just dropped, thousands of dollars on a shiny new 8K TV, maybe a PS5, a high-end PC, you probably didn't expect your biggest enemy to be a simple lack of ports.
Oh, absolutely not. It's so frustrating.
Right. I mean, look behind the TV stand and it doesn't look like an entertainment center. It's more like, well, like a chaotic traffic jam of cables.
Yeah, a complete mess.
So welcome to today's deep dive. We are tackling exactly that problem, or rather, the heavy jargon behind a device that promises to fix it. We're looking at the WolfPack 8K 60Hz and 4K 120Hz HDMI switch.
Which is quite a mouthful.
It really is.
Yeah.
But our mission today is to figure out how this thing acts as, like, the ultimate traffic director for a really crowded high-end home setup.
Right, because the core problem is simply running out of real estate on your display for all this modern high-powered gear.
Yeah.
You want to seamlessly switch between your consoles and your PC, but you don't want to be, digging behind the TV to physically swap cables every time you change activities.
Exactly. And this WolfPack switch, it claims to handle all of that by supporting HDMI 2.1 with a massive 48 gigabits per second bandwidth.
Which is huge.
It is. I like to think of that 48 gigabits per second, not just as a wide pipe, but more like a high-speed bullet train with dedicated cars.
Oh, I like that analogy.
Right, so you have these massive freight cars carrying the raw 8K video from, say, an Xbox X. But at the same time, you've got delicate passenger cars carrying the HDR frame-by-frame color adjustments, and they're all moving at once without colliding.
Yeah, and it's not just the sheer volume of pixels on that train either, it's the complexity of the data.
What do you mean?
Well, supporting HDR10 and Dolby Vision HDR means the switch is passing along instructions to optimize depth, detail, brightness, and a wider color gamut. And it does this on a scene-by-scene or sometimes even a frame-by-frame basis.
Wow, frame by frame.
Exactly. It's constantly adjusting the picture to be mathematically ideal, so it needs that huge amount of data throughput to just keep up in real time.
Okay, so managing all that visual data is one thing, but cramming high-fidelity audio down that exact same cable alongside 8K video, I mean, that creates a pretty massive traffic management problem, right?
Oh, totally.
How does this switch actually separate the sound from the picture without causing a bottleneck or just, a massive daily headache for the user?
Well, they've built in a few clever mechanical fail-safes. Like, for usability, it has a power-off memory function.
Okay, what does that do?
It uses this tiny flash memory chip on the board that doesn't actually require constant power. So let's say the grid goes down. Your exact port configurations are physically saved on the device itself.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, when the power comes back, it retrieves that configuration instantly. You don't have to go in and reset everything from scratch.
That definitely saves a lot of frustration. But regarding the sound routing itself, the specs mention audio multiplexing. It says you can select sounds from HDMI, OUTA, or OUTB just by using an AB key on the remote. That sounds pretty simple.
Yes, but, and this is a pretty vital caveat from the source material, we need to talk about how it handles analog audio.
Okay, what's the catch?
The audio EDD mode, which is essentially the handshake protocol where devices tell each other what formats they can handle. It's tied to whichever channel you have selected.
Right.
And the underlying mechanism is that analog audio will only output in LPCM format. So they highly recommend using the 2-channel EDD mode for analog out.
Wait, LPCM? And requiring a user to manually configure EDD modes just to get their analog speakers to work.
Yeah, it sounds intense.
I mean, does this make the device too intimidating? It sounds like you need an IT degree just to hear your game. What even is LPCM?
So analog audio requires LPCM, or linear pulse code modulation.
Okay.
It's basically the raw, uncompressed audio data before any fancy surround sound processing touches it.
I got it.
If you don't manually set the ED to the 2-channel mode to tell the switch to send that raw audio, your analog speakers just won't know what to do with the signal.
So it's definitely a learning curve.
It is. This isn't your standard, plug-and-play consumer gadget at Best Buy. It leans heavily into professional AV territory. But giving you that granular control over uncompressed audio guarantees much higher fidelity.
Right. So bottom line, if you're staring down a living room full of next-gen consoles and an 8K display, this WolfPack switch provides the necessary bandwidth and memory features to keep that complex setup running smoothly.
It really does manage the chaos perfectly, provided you take a minute to learn the rules of the road for your specific audio hardware.
Absolutely. But, it leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to ponder.
Oh.
Yeah. If a single switch requires a 48 gigabits per second capacity that massive high-speed bullet train we talked about, just to handle our current generation of consoles and PCs, how soon will even this massive bandwidth become a bottleneck as display technology continues its relentless evolution?
That's a great
I
point.
mean, eventually, every train needs more tracks. Something to think about until next time.